Hi, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you might be. This is Ruby Powell-Dennis just checking in. I am here in Washington, D.C. I'm participating in the annual Congressional Black Caucus, their annual legislative conference, which convenes about 20,000 or so of the most influential people who care about the issues impacting Black people, not just here in the United States, but around the world. And so I'm just really honored, to be quite honest. This is the first time the conference is back since COVID. And so just to be able to be in a space in our nation's capital, talking with people who are making decisions about policy, who are making decisions about our lives. I never take for granted the opportunity to be in those spaces because I know the responsibility that comes with being in those spaces. And so I just wanted to check in with folks. I always come back to what is it before I ran I wanted most in a public servant and a person who was representing me. And one of the reasons I'm here, and I have a couple that I'll share, but one of the reasons that I'm here is because, in Tennessee, it matters that our state representatives, our state legislators, our folks who are leading at the municipal level come and show up and be a part of events like this. Because quite frankly, when it comes to holding folks who are in our federal government accountable, you have to be in the place where they are working, which is here in Washington, D.C. The other thing I want to make sure that I share is that I'm also here because, like many of you who might be tuning in, I am impacted by student loan debt. And so there has been recent conversations, legislation, executive orders passed by President Biden regarding the forgiveness of student loan debt, $10,000 if you are not a Pell Grant recipient, $20,000 if you are. And so we are also here to have that conversation with folks. Ever since the news broke, there's been a lot of misinformation, quite frankly, about who is most impacted by student loan debt. And part of the reason I'm here is because I am someone who is impacted by that. People are not single issues, right? We're not single issue people. And so, again, because this is something that I know intimately is impacting folks who are in my district, folks who are in Shelby County, that's why I'm here. Because we are at a unique time where just because we have a Democratic White House does not mean that every single Democrat across the country unilaterally agrees with the decisions made in the White House. And the thing that I am grateful for about this administration that I did not see and still do not see out of our previous presidential administration is that when people disagree, it doesn't turn into attacks on Twitter. It doesn't turn into discourse that demeans people. We have to come to places like Washington, D.C. and be able to have conversations and have some level of civility. Because let's be clear, this is still the place where the January 6th insurrection took place. And so, I am proud to be here under more positive circumstances, representing the state of Tennessee in a positive way, because oftentimes when people talk about our state, quite frankly, they don't say the most positive things. And so I'm here to, the third reason is to be a positive ambassador about who really lives, works, and plays in the state of Tennessee. When people describe our state, I am usually not the type of person they are describing. And yet I live in Tennessee. I know many, many people who are like me, who share my lived experiences, aspects of my identity. And so I'm also here as an emissary, along with many other people from Memphis and Shelby County, who, we'll check in with them, take some photos. If you're following us on social media, you'll see that in the coming days, because we do have a Memphis event here. But again, your public servants have to be able to walk and chew gum. It's not just a tax. It's not just, appealing to our base. It's also recognizing that when we have the conversation about states' rights, every single one of our Tennessee legislators, every single person who is serving in municipal government, coming and doing the work in Washington, D.C. is a part of that work. And as you can see, I'm here before Election Day, working hard to make sure that our voice and our issues are heard. So with that, y'all stay safe. I just want to close lifting up the folks who are currently being impacted by the hurricanes in Florida. If you know me, been following me, I went to the University of Florida. I still have family there. And so I'm just praying for and lifting up the folks who have loved ones, people they care about, things that they care about in the state of Florida. They're real people who are being impacted right now. And so lifting you up, thinking of you, and staying prayerful that your family and that you all are safe. So with that, I'll talk to you later.